Okay,
Hello?
go ahead.
Okay, this is Patty Potter. We're starting the Neighborhood Land Use Committee at 7:13 on 9-or October 3rd, still in September. We do have a quorum now. So let me I'm just sorry, I'm getting into the agenda. We will, I think roll call is the first thing on it. We're going to take roll call right now. Committee members, if you would unmute yourself. Let me get this up. Share screen. Where's the agenda? I don't, oh, there it is. Okay, Patty Potter here. Richard,
Here, present.
Cindy,
Present.
Nina, Liliana, Barton,
Present.
Betty,
Present.
Burge,
Present.
Kathy, Stephanie.
Here.
Okay, we have 7. Just a quorum. The minutes, did everybody read the minutes, or you want me to put them? I know I mailed them late, but sorry, just. Do we need the minutes?
I'll move to approve the minutes.
I'll second it. This is Stephanie.
Any discussion? Okay, I'll do the roll call. Patty, yes. Richard? This is
Yes.
on the minutes from,
Sorry, I was muted.
yeah. Yes, Cindy,
Yes.
Nina? Oh, she's not here yet. Liliana's not here. Barton,
Yes.
Betty,
Yes.
Burge,
Yes.
Stephanie?
Yes.
Okay, that passes. Okay, now we're
Nina
on,
is here, but
Oh,
maybe
Nina?
she didn't.
okay, Nina's here now? Sorry,
Yes.
okay. Do you want to chime in on the minutes, Nina?
Maybe come back to her.
Yeah, okay. The announcements, I will just say that first of all, we still have an LUC, Land Use Committee spots open, 1 full and 3 alternates. If you could please contact me and I will sit for information, I will send the application. My email is on the agenda. Yeah, so it could be patipstnc@gmail.com. We really would like, because sometimes we have an issue getting all 11 members so that we make quorum. We 7 is quorum, but of course we like a lot more just to hear everything and discuss everything. So is there anybody else that would like to make an announcement?
I would real quick, Patty. This is Stephanie.
Go for it.
This is regarding the Sumner Tahunga Chamber of Commerce. We have set the date for upcoming elections. And as well, we have several positions available. And so if anybody's interested in being part of the conversation on the community and the direction for events and whatever you'd like to see, please visit our website at stchamber.org. Or I can be contacted. I'm the secretary, 818-636-6009. Our closing for the in order to be have a vote, you must be a member. $50 for residential and $100 on up for businesses, depending on the size of your company. But it's all noted on our website, and we'd love to get some new faces and new voices. So I hope you'll join us. Thank you.
And when is the election date?
The election, it will be on October or October 25th.
But you need to be a member before that point, right?
Yes, the
Okay,
21st will be the last day to accept for membership or
Alrighty.
renewal.
I know that this is not permitted during public comments, but I'll just make my public comment. If someone could mention the types of memberships that are available at the chamber.
Yes, so we have residential is $50. We have for nonprofit organizations, I believe is also $50. Small business, 1 to 2 employees, $100, and then above 3+ staff is $150. Don't quote me on it because
yeah,
I'm in traffic right now. I'm trying to get to the Hollywood Bowl, so my mind's kind of scattered right now. But it's all on the website, and you do need to have be a member in order to have a vote for our election. But we're certainly hopeful that we'll see some new faces and new voices as we move forward.
okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Cindy.
Since Stephanie, we might end up losing quorum. Does anybody object if I put the item 6 ahead of the presentation? I hope the Richard, I know you're here for the 8055 Foothill.
No, we can take it out of order. It's fine.
No, I didn't mean that, Richard. The other Richard. There's a Richard in
I'm sorry.
attendance. I can't see the attendance if he's got his hand up. Can anybody see? I did see Richard. I think his name was Richard. I'm pretty sure. Can you unmute yourself and tell me if it's okay?
That's fine. I'd prefer that.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to move on to item 6 so we don't lose quorum here. I'm going to stop sharing this one. And I'm going to put this letter up. Share. Yeah, this is it. Okay. Basically we're, as the motion says, we're here to vote on the wording of the support letter. And can anybody give me, anybody want to start off the conversation first by approving it or so we can discuss it?
I'll move to approve it. This is Betty.
Okay. Do I have a second? If not, I will. I don't know if I'm allowed to, but I will. Okay, I'm gonna.
I'll second it, Betty. This is
Okay.
Stephanie.
Okay, thanks, Steph. Okay, I have the letter here. I did add, we feel this application is acceptable. However, we do request that a possible condition be placed to replace the trees that were removed previously from the property. That came from the original application of the 10405. And I got that information from the planner. It was a he at the time, and he suggested that we put that in there just so so they'll look at that because they did remove a tree. Was not an oak tree or anything like that. It was just a tree. And you know how the city now is, if you remove trees, they want another tree put back. So I've added that into the letter. We did talk about the approval is based upon understanding that there will not be a private gate community. I did talk to the owner and he has no intention, we could put that in there still, some kind of a notation, but he has no intention of putting a gate in there because it just causes more problems, such as the fire department. I'll just say that he sent me an email on that. I also want to share it's difficult when I'm share the screen. I can't get to my other items. I wanted to, I should have had this separately, I'm sorry. I know that a couple of the members had an issue because they did not really believe. They did not want to even support it because they think he's going to do more than just put his home up or a regular residentials. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble talking to everybody. But I did check with so they wanted a thing there that they did not want to support it because they were afraid there's going to put more homes in there that they said. So I went to Sarah Hausler, who is the project manager at City Planning, and I told her that what the concerns were. Her writing is effectively, Sarah, that this proposal is for a tentative track map and is not vesting. We do not require architectural plans for the home upon each lot. We can approve the basic number of lots, but the state gives permission to grant the ADUs or the JADUs on each lot over the city's density. In other words, if they wanted to do something passed by rights, they'd have to get the state approval. They are not asking for anything. And so that's a whole different subject. A private street is permitted to be gated. However, the neighborhood council can move forward with a recommendation to the deputy advisor agency that they not put one in. So did everybody understand that?
We understand that, and that's exactly the reason was the objection was for that, because you are saying by right of it's given by the state, which is, we understand that, and which is why we are saying that that property for 7 units, it's going to be 14 units by right later on. So all you are doing is by dividing it to 7 residents. Now it has eventually a potential of 14 residents, but you are creating that potential.
That's legal.
Yeah,
So
legal.
she said, I take it that we're not here to discuss whether that's not.
I'm not going to discuss this. I don't want to discuss this, right? But the thing is, I just want to understand the letter. Why we are getting mixed messages here, because we still received a letter that it was saying that the community or the land use committee is opposing this, and now after 5 minutes we received something else.
No, I'm sorry, what? We supported it at the meeting.
We just received a letter from
No.
Richard that, yes, go ahead, Richard.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Richard.
No, we might be taking it out of order. We had the last time we met, or the time before we met last, it was voted that we'd support it. A letter was drafted. We met to talk about the letter. A vote was taken. The vote did not pass. Berge and Vartan felt strongly about it, that we need to have an opposition letter because the vote to support didn't pass. So I was supposed to work with Berge and Vartan to draft an opposition letter. That's the letter I sent to Berge and Vartan. It just changed the language of the letter to indicate opposition. That wasn't brought before the committee because, you know, I just got a comment from Vartan and Berge. You didn't sign off on it, so I still have a draft of it. This letter that's in front of us now is the support letter again that was updated by Patty based off of discussions from last time.
Well, no,
And-
it's basically the same one. I just added this yellow information. Is it still up there? That letter's still up there?
I don't see a screen if you're sharing. it.
Okay, wait a minute.
Okay, Richard, so what was your letter for?
So my letter was after the first vote, the vote that we took didn't pass. And
Okay.
there was discussion about there being opposition to the project.
Right.
I worked with you and Vartan to draft a letter to indicate opposition to the project.
Okay,
And so I sent that letter to you and to Vartan, and Vartan had some comments on it. You didn't get back to me, and it's the same draft that you saw there, but that's
Yes.
not what I have what you or I have brought to the committee today. So this is something Patty is bringing up from,
Well-
Right, but if we agree on this one, it means we are
yeah, this is a support letter.
disregarding your letter.
Okay,
That's why
Let
I'm
me-
saying
let me
we are
back
getting
up.
mixed messages. Here.
the letter that Richard sent to you started off saying support a project on top. Then
No,
down,
If I'm confused, then it's on me because I thought since you had the support letter, he didn't support the project. He wasn't going to vote in support of the project.
well,
They-
that's not the issue.
Okay.
It's already been supported and the project has already been supported. The issue is supporting the wording of the
Yeah.
letter. Right?
Which
Last week,
Mhm.
you did not support the letter. We didn't ask you if you supported the project. That was already the lodge, the committee already voted to support the project. You
It was
did not
passed.
support the actual support letter because you did not like the wording.
it was passed for how many yes and how many no's? Can you
Pardon me?
remember? It was passed by how many objections?
7.
2 or 3?
2, well, 3, but that person's not here. So, but we still passed it last time. I'm not going to look at the count. It passed by
But if it is
6.
out of 7, shouldn't be 6 has to vote yes?
No.
That's why it didn't pass last week because only there was not 6.
No, the first
Okay.
time when you are saying it passed.
Yes, we had, it passed
was the count?
over 6. You know what? Hold on.
It wasn't last week. It was the
Was
week
week-
before
The,
last.
Yeah.
the last meeting he
When
means,
she-
I know what he means. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. There was 7 that voted yes at the meeting that it was
Hmm.
originally at to support the project. 7 voted yes. Wait, am I looking at the right meeting?
Okay,
Was
can
it-
you please
no.
put this information for the future? I'm not talking for this one. When in the meetings, in the minutes for the meetings. For example, when it says that it was accepted or passed, can you say it was passed? 7 voted yes, 7, for example, 3 who voted no in the future.
Let me see what I did. Was that?
We might be able to put that on the agenda, but we can't put that in the letter.
No, not in the
No,
letter.
no,
He
not
meant
the-
the
not the
minutes.
letter,
The
not
He
the
meant
letter.
the minutes.
From the board.
I said minutes, I did not say that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go back. I was reading the wrong thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 voted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 voted yes and 2 no. And I thought, or 3 no. But, 5.
Can I ask one
Okay,
question?
okay. Listen,
ask one
if you
question?
if you read the minutes from August 15th, you will see 6 yes, 3 no's, motion passed, okay?
Okay.
I did put that in there, Verge, okay?
Okay, good.
So,
Can I ask one question only before?
uh-huh.
I think you mentioned that this type of project doesn't need any architectural drawings. Is that
That's
I
what
understood?
she's told me, yes, for the people that this is going to go in front of, correct?
She told you, and what about us? We don't know.
The city planner told me. The planner that works for the city told me this.
Cindy, can you please elaborate on this? Is there a
It-
project it doesn't require like architectural drawings,
Like no,
especially with the scope of this project?
it's not a, like they're not developing the houses on the site, they're just subdividing land. So when you're subdividing, you don't
Okay.
necessarily need to show a structure on the land, you just need to show how you're subdividing the land.
Okay.
And that's what this developer did, was that he proposed it as a tentative tract map or whatever. He has the lands divided up, but he's not proposing what he's going to be
Okay.
putting on each of the lots. That's all.
Okay, thanks.
And the city is just saying they don't require the housing to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's subdivision. I guess you could say it could be also considered piecemealing it. I mean, the other developments of a larger scale do come in with designs, but no, this is smaller scale and it's not required. If the state allows automatically for the city to give the subdivisions. That's the way I understand.
And like I said, there are certain requirements. If you build something within the city's ordinance, it's what they call by right, right, Cindy or Richard?
It can
And-
be. I don't think this whole process is. There's some notification going on.
No, I meant later, after it's subdivided. They can't really build on it now because he wants to subdivide, he wants to sell. It's a huge piece of property. He doesn't need that much, so I guess that's the reason I didn't really ask
I-
that. Now I can't get back to my screen. I was gonna, because the letter Richard sent actually looked just like this, except for top it said support, bottom it said oppose. So to me, that's contradictive.
Yeah.
And then the one paragraph in there about some of the committee feels that the builder is not telling the truth. That was circled and said out. Am I correct, Martin?
Right, we asked, Barton asked.
Yes.
That.
Yes.
Okay, so bottom line, that brought it back to this, except for at the bottom it said support, below it says oppose. You can't have it both ways, as far as I know.
That's why I was saying there's a mixed messages.
Okay, you know what? Shall I put this to the vote? I'm gonna call for the vote for the way
For
this,
what?
But yeah, for what?
for the letter that was originally written, pretty
So
much.
can you put it on the screen?
Yeah, I'm going to. I do want to correct this part, this red part about the gate. She says we have, it's not going to happen, but we can ask for it. So how should I read that? I mean,
Wait, who said it's not gonna happen? The developer said they're not gonna request it,
right, because
Or-
it's too much trouble, particularly with the fire department and stuff.
but it might be too much trouble for him. But
But
if
no,
he's not
ahead.
gonna develop it and he might sell it to someone else, it might not be too much trouble for the next guy.
Okay, so the way it's written right now, this approval is based upon the understanding that there will not be a private gate community. Will not, do I leave it like, you want me to leave it like that? I'll just
Yes.
go ahead and leave it like that then.
If-
Does that sound okay?
If this was an area of concern, I'd just maybe leave the language stronger. We support it on the condition that this is
Okay,
not going to be a private gated community.
Okay, I support that statement be incorporated into the letter.
yeah, I know, I'm just looking for the wording. Should I leave it
All
the
you
way
have
it
to do
is?
All you have to do is take out the overstrike.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Is that okay, the way it's worded then? We could just leave it
Yes.
like that, okay. And I'll make it black. Okay, there was something else I forgot to take out here. Okay, so we okay, everybody's reading this now?
Yes.
Yep.
I will make this oops. Okay. Approved. Okay, Patty,
can-
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, and then this is just me maybe
Go
not
ahead.
quite understanding how people are interpreting that second sentence. But if for this is not a requirement, we're not saying we support it if this is not going to be a private gated community. It's just stating that we understand that the proposal currently is that it is not privately gated.
Yeah,
that
that's,
right?
said, is this the way we worded okay? I mean, I think it's,
Is people understanding that second sentence that if for some reason someone comes in there afterward and proposes a private gated community, that it'll indicate that we would not support it? Or is it just stating that this is what the proposal is currently in front of us?
to me, we would not support it.
If that's the way everybody else takes it, I took it as just a statement of how it exists on the ground. But if that's how everybody else takes it, then I'll be fine with it.
Is that how everybody else takes it? Okay,
I'm
me
not sure that I understand what you just said. but I do have a comment with regards to the paragraph directly under the last bullet. In
Okay,
other words, we feel this application is acceptable. I'd like to ask if the wording could be such, and Richard, you can help a little bit possibly, that if this application is approved, we do request instead of the words acceptable. In other words, instead of that first 3 or 4 words saying, if this application is approved by the city, we do request that a possible condition be placed. That's my suggestion. And I don't know if that covers the other points that you were both just talking
Yeah.
about.
okay. How's that?
Put a comma after city.
Thank you.
Just
Okay.
stated as, did you say stated as if this application is approved?
Oh,
I
Yes,
wasn't sure of the purpose. Okay.
I know, I leave out that we fail. I went actually by the wording one of the planners gave me, so I'm, you know, I'm fine with changing it, but should I just say if this application is approved?
yes.
Okay,
And remove, I'm sorry, we're nitpicking you, but it's,
ahead.
can you remove the possible,
And
the word possible? We request that a condition be placed to replace the trees that were removed previously from the property.
Yeah, and I just, like I said, I just got that from the person that worked on the original thing. So it was somewhere in his notes, but shall I remove it?
I mean, if
That-
they can't do it, they won't do it, but if you say possible, they might decide that they have some leeway
Okay,
on it.
all righty, like that?
Sure.
I don't know if he wrote,
Yes.
I think I'm gonna put a parenthesis around trees, because I don't know if it was 1 or 2 trees. Can I do that?
And
Sure.
we don't know also what kind of trees are those.
It wasn't a, I know it wasn't a protected tree, that much I know. But I don't remember if he told me it was more than 1 or not.
Yeah, it should be fine.
How do you know, Patty, if he did not provide any pictures?
It was in the application somewhere, Burge. I just had not read it. Or I didn't, you know, how they have all these checks. Have you ever read this whole application? They're like 10 pages long. And it seems like nobody else reads them but me. So I read it. And he's the one that brought that to my attention though. Okay. So I think we're covering ourselves with saying the tree or trees that were removed or was removed. It's okay if I leave it like that.
Yes.
Yes, that's okay.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna call for the vote. Oh, Cindy, do you have one more? Your hands up. Okay. Okay, Patty, yes. Richard,
Sure, yeah, yes.
Cindy,
Yes,
Nina. Is she here? Is Nina here? I
I'm
can't.
sorry, I don't.
She's in the
see her.
participants. She's in the
Oh, she is?
participants.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I have to go get her.
Okay,
do
I'll
that while you
come
can
back
talk.
to her. Barton,
No,
Betty,
Yes.
Burge,
No.
Kathy's not here. Stephanie,
Yes.
I need to know what Nina's gonna vote.
I asked her to unmute, so you can go ahead and talk to her.
Nina,
Can you hear me?
yes, correct.
Finally, yes.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 votes, yes. 1, 2, no. It approves. Motion passes. Wording is approved. I'll send this letter to the STNC. I'm going to try to get it on 1 page, but I don't know if I can. We'll see. Okay, thank you. Get rid of this.
Can we move to the Foothill Boulevard project?
Yes, item 5 now. Okay, and this is Richard. Richard, you're with item 5, the 805-55, correct?
That's right.
Okay, is there anybody else with you that would want to talk?
I am Peter.
Peter, okay. Cindy, do you see those two in attendees?
Yes,
Can you put them?
Patyan.
Yes. Yes, Burge?
Yes, what? Sorry, I didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said Patty. I thought somebody called my
No,
name.
no.
Okay, so Cindy's gonna put Richard and Peter over to,
do they have presentations?
I
They've been
asked them to.
unmuted. Okay, so who has the presentation? Which person?
I don't know if it was. Can you hear Richard?
Yeah, I can hear you, Richard.
I don't know if it was actually a presentation or just being
I have
available
the
to
presentation.
answer questions.
Okay,
Or
so
do
is
you
it,
have something,
so is
Peter?
it Peter? Is it Peter that has a presentation? So you
Correct.
need screen sharing. So I'm gonna move you over so that you can screen share, okay?
Thank you.
So then, maybe this is.
Patty, is this something that needs to be voted on?
Well, we have quorum without you, so I know you could not stay.
Okay, so I'm good then.
Yeah,
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay, so is Peter over? Yeah, there he goes. Okay,
okay. I just want to say one thing, Peter, just when I get these notifications on these applications through, emails. And I usually go right online. I usually start at Zemus and I look them up and to see if the application is online. And I made note to myself in my file that yes, it was online. I also received a hard copy, but I think everything was online and I happened to look today and it's not there anymore. So that's why I'm asking you to bring the application and go over it with everybody in the committee.
No worries. So the current use right now is for commercial office spaces, and we're proposing to convert the single story into a urgent care. And then the second story is going to be occupied by a separate tenant, which is going to be office space. And we are going to do a addition to the second floor, but within the building perimeter, existing building perimeter.
You're going to rent out office space?
No, the present use right now is office space. It's 4
Correct.
units.
Yeah.
So it's a 2-story existing 4-unit office space. The first floor is going to change to a urgent care. That's what we're proposing. And the second story is going to be office space.
Okay. So you need a separate conditional use for the urgent care.
Okay,
I'm not sure if that's correct. I don't know. I think we just need planning approval. I don't believe there was any conditional use permit involved.
Yeah.
Can you tell us the square footage of the urgent care that you're proposing?
sure.
And can you tell us the ingress and egress of how people will get into the urgent care as well as the offices?
Sure. I'm not sure if you guys can see my cursor or not.
Yes.
Yes.
So they would enter from the existing double doors, and then through the left side will be a waiting room. And then once they're admitted, they can go into the 2 exam rooms along with 2 handicap accessible stalls. And the rest is going basically for people that are working there, which is the break room and the nursing area, and then the consultation room.
How do people access to get in, to get to the door, to the front door from the parking?
That's Langmuir, correct? It's from Langmuir?
Yes. So let me go back on the site plan. So there's two driveways, and then they would enter in. If they're handicapped, they would use the path of travel to enter, which if you can see with the arrows, the direction that it's pointing, where the primary entry is.
And so there's how many spaces?
For what? To enter? One.
Okay, so there's the one handicap space that's over there to the right of the edge on the northwest side of the building, is that right?
Correct.
And then they walk the pathway to the doors, which is about how far?
I would say
Feet
maybe
wide.
30 feet, 35 feet.
Okay, and then the other parking spaces that are available are, is it two next to the handicap? And then
Correct.
any others?
Yes, the 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay, so then there's a total of 7 altogether?
Correct.
Okay, and then what's the second, and so is that the only thing on the bottom floor?
There's one other unit there, which they're gonna use for office spaces, but we aren't touching that. The fourth unit, which is unit D. We're not touching it at
And
all.
It's
that's on the
currently-
bottom floor,
it's
but it's, how many
currently-
square feet is that?
It's 29 by,
It's currently in office. There's no change of use.
Okay, so it requires a parking space probably too.
yeah, we have the total if you want to see all the calculations that were done for parking.
Okay, and then the second floor?
The
is how
second,
much space? How big?
okay, you want to see the parking or you want to see the space upstairs?
Oh, hopefully seeing it all, sorry. Sorry
Okay,
to jump around.
It's okay. So this is our calculations for the parking. All we were required is 8, so we're providing 7 spaces and 5 bike racks, which is equivalent to 1 space.
So
So-
how do you come up with the required parking spaces? Where did that calculation come from?
So there's, if you look online, it tells you how much space from the building is needed. So if the medical office is 1,087, you'd have to divide that by 200. And then for every 200 square feet, it requires 1 parking space. So 1,087, and if we divide it by 200, we're giving us 5 spaces. And then for the office spaces, which we calculated, which was the first floor that we were just speaking about, which is 378, plus the second floor, which is 1318, will give us 1696. And office spaces only require 500 square feet for 1 parking space, which is 3. We're providing 7 and 5 bike stalls, which is equivalent to 1 parking space.
Okay. And tell us about the second story. You said it's within or inside the existing, so you're not going to be structurally going higher to the building?
No. So if you look on the existing second floor plan, it's a double height ceiling currently. And we're proposing, if once you're done looking at the existing, I can move forward to the new proposed.
So you're making like a mezzanine?
Yeah, is it okay? Did you see the second floor so I can move on to the
Yes.
proposed? Okay. Where's the demo? So this is what we're proposing. So spaces from office 1 and office 2 will have an addition within the building envelope.
So is it more of a tenant improvement or is it really structurally?
Well,
Like I
there is
said,
engineering involved in order to
Yeah.
have it go to this thing, in order to do the addition.
Is there outside
It's
access to get?
Tenant improvement because we're not moving, we're not adding any space beyond the building footprint, as Peter said.
So the access to the second story is from the out?
first floor. So if you see my cursor, there's the side entrance here, which is an existing area with existing stairs. They would come up and it would lead them to the second story.
Okay.
And what will be the uses for the second story offices? And is there handicap access to those?
We did provide areas for it, but The second story entrance is
It's
here. Yeah,
under a
we-
certain square footage. It doesn't, I don't think it requires handicap bathrooms, even though we might have provided it. I'm not,
yeah.
No,
we
I'm
did-
talking about access.
it's under 3,000 square feet, so you don't need elevator access.
Okay,
And we already got a handicap clearance approved.
That's
Okay.
right.
okay. I'm sorry. Those were my questions. I'll pass it on to other members of the committee. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have a current picture,
Yes.
photograph? I
So
know there
this is the legend. I'll just bounce back and forth. So
Yeah,
this is
let
the
them see
legend.
that. So they drive in and enter off of Langmuir, not Foothill at all.
No foothill.
Pretty way, I think that's the way it is right now, isn't it?
Correct.
Currently, yeah. Okay,
And this is photos of the existing building. I'll go slowly.
okay.
Okay, I know where that is.
Okay, back up again, just out of curiosity. Okay, so right here, this is another driveway into the other lot? Or is that
Yes.
not a driveway? I can't tell.
It is.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. I mean, I remember I've gone by there many times, but just wanted to make sure everybody realized that. Okay. Okay,
Patty, can I
That's the
ask a
photos I
question?
have.
go for it.
It's me. Okay. There's only one other building that's a two-story that I know of in that area of Sunland Tahunga, and the two-story that they put up that I don't know how that happened is Coyote Ugly. And are we going to allow Foothill Boulevard to lose the scenic corridor of our business area by having all 2- and 3-story buildings all along the boulevard?
Well, first of all, Dina, you do realize it's already that. They're not changing the height of the building. Am I correct, Richard?
They're not.
That's right. It's existing.
Oh, it's an existing, so it's not an add-on.
No, no.
Okay. All right. It sounded like it was going to be, and that building is already pretty tall. So
Yeah,
when I'm looking
yeah.
at that and thinking, oh my God. Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? I have another one as soon as I find my question. Let's see, where is this? I did have a question that I don't know if I saw it must have seen it somewhere because I didn't come up with that question myself. It's a good question, but let me just find it. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah, actually the planner, I says here, I guess I talked to the planner about something because I wasn't sure on something. The planner mentioned to me, and maybe they mentioned to you already, and you have it in your notes, the parking, they want to know about the parking lots landscaping need to be conformed.
Correct. We
And-
followed what she was asking.
Okay. And add a trash can enclosure because I can see those trash cans are open. Add a trash can enclosure and check with DOT to see if that would be adequate turning area for the handicap parking where the bin is located. Is there handicap parking by that bin?
No.
Okay. But could you go back to your picture a minute?
Sure.
So, okay, right there. So there's enough room for them to pull out, back up and not hit the car that's parked otherwise and still go out the street, I guess, right?
Correct.
Okay.
27 feet.
Okay. So go to the screen where I could see the trash cans.
Photo?
Your photos.
Well, it's not gonna be at that place anymore. The site plan is showing where the current areas is, which is gonna be over here. It's gonna be.
Oh,
enclosed.
okay. So you're moving where they are right now. They're not gonna be
Correct.
there. Okay, right
Yeah,
now they're
no.
in a parking place. So you're gonna be moving them. Okay, trash
Here.
cans will be moved. Okay,
Yeah, so Sarah wanted us to enclose the trash bin, which we did. And then she also wanted us to plant a tree, and which we did. So we're complying with everything she wanted.
okay, great. Yeah. She must have the one that I must have talked to her. I don't know why I talked to her about this, but apparently I did because I knew those things that she'd said. Okay, great. Oh, I see the trash can there is right now. Oh, yeah, she wanted to make sure that I know your handicap is where it says number 4, correct? Number 2 and number 4?
No, handicap is being relocated to number 5.
Oh, I gotta, my eyes are not good. Let me find, where's 5?
Where my cursor showing? Where the
Oh,
handicap
okay.
symbol
Oh,
is?
you're over on that side, totally that side. Oh, they got a ways to walk now, huh?
Yeah, within the code.
I know, I use my handicap a lot. And so I'm kind of maybe more noticeable of this or notice this more. So all of the handicaps are over on the side?
It's just one handicap.
Oh, just one handicap. Okay. All righty. I'm done with my questions. Anybody else see somebody in the attendees has their hand open? Well, that was you, Richard. Never mind. Is anybody else have any questions on this? Oh, one more thing I wanted to ask. On there at your application somewhere, it talked about Richard, you found it also, our Richard, Rich, about that.
The old CUP?
What?
Are you talking about the old CUP?
Yes.
Yeah,
So does that have any bearing on this?
I mean, I think they're saying they're just doing they're not doing any substantive changes. It's just an addition in
Okay,
existing envelope. So the same CUP standards should apply. And I
okay,
think they mentioned that they put in the landscaping or trees is required. So
okay, all righty.
What is the CUP for?
I don't have a way of sharing the link to it, but
Hold on, I have the link. Let me just hit on that link. It's probably gonna be
Oh.
huge.
I was just curious because those run with the land.
When it's a CUP, what does the P stand for? Parking?
well, it was to allow, it looks like it's to allow the parking of 4 parking spaces in the R1 zone. I don't know if it's still
Okay.
R1.
Oh, I see. So they didn't change the zoning. Okay.
I don't
So they
see
got
it
a
being
conditional
requested.
use in a residential zone. We have a lot of that in Salandanga.
Okay. We don't have a problem with that, right? Anybody?
So was there any
Oh,
building paint color or any changes to the building facade?
No.
Okay.
It's gonna remain the way it is.
And
I
what
was-
about the signage?
Yeah, wherever they asked for us to put signs for handicap and then the occupants and everything, we already showed that. We got handicap cleared
Because
already.
when this building was built or the improvements to the building, those never came before the committee. So we have
Okay.
if you have existing permits for all of that, that's great. But if you don't, you're going to want to make sure that you do, including the signage,
Okay.
Meaning the name of the,
the business signage.
yeah, in other words, right now it says LA Tile. Are you going to change the way that is, the format of that? I know you're gonna
Yeah,
change the
if those are
wording.
not approved, if those are not approved signs by, with permits, they may be existing, but they may not be
It's going to
permitted.
change.
Well, we know it's gonna change where it says LA Tile right now,
The
right there.
wording is going to change.
So
That's-
is the way it looks, the font or whatever it's called. And Cindy is saying that she doesn't think that was actually approved by the city.
Anyway,
I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm
She
saying
says
you
it may
need to
not
make
have
sure
been.
that it is.
Make sure it is, yeah. So you're gonna put your name, urgent care, whatever. Or you're gonna use that pretty much where it is right now?
I would imagine so. Anyway, whoever does the fonts or lettering or signs, those are separate permits anyway. And
Yeah,
Yes, but
right.
I'm
was never
suggesting that,
contracted for that, so if they have to deal with a new permit, they'll deal with it. If it's an existing one, then I'm sure they can prove that. It would be
So-
in the building records.
right, but I'm suggesting that you get it as part of this approval process. And then that way you won't have to go back and come back here again.
Oh, okay.
For example. No, I'm just saying, I'm just giving you advice to check
No, I
it out.
understand.
I mean, I've seen enough of it where people don't go get their permits for their signs, and then there's this rampant signage all over the building. And then it becomes a code enforcement violation because the signs are all measured by the size of the building and the type of signage and so forth. And you may be just fine. I'm just giving you a little words of wisdom and history and experience to check it out while you're going through this process.
Is there a special planning approval for signs in this area?
Yes, yes, there is.
In
Okay.
fact, Sydney, is that in the foothill specific quarter?
Yes, the specific plan has what's called design guidelines, and the types of signs are in there. And also the window signage, and the city has restrictions on the percentage of windows of signage that can go on the windows as well. Okay, thanks.
Okay. Richard, is your hand up? Richard, Rich?
You want to take the attendees first? Because they've been waiting, and I have a question
No,
about
that's, over there is Richard. He's been talking already.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
No, it was just a question that came up. I was reading over the old CUP that has a finding a restriction on the subject parking area. So that area, that parking area is going to be open to the public, right?
All of it's open to the public.
Okay, because there's like some condition on the old CUP that's supposed to access to the subject parking area shall be by key card or activated gates and limited to employees. I don't know if that's something they already talked to you about, or they've dropped
No,
that condition.
there's no plan for that.
Well,
Okay.
I have a question. When you said open to the public, my first thought was, yes, I understand the business is open to the public. It's not a private business. But also, let's say somebody across the street lives across the street, doesn't have any park in their street. Can they park there?
Well, I think that would be frowned upon by the building owner, if it's after.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was
he's
just wondering.
providing parking for his tenants.
Yeah.
So when I say public access, I mean anyone visiting the building
Right.
and its facilities for a legitimate purpose
Yeah.
can park on site.
Yeah.
It's not open to the neighborhood, 3 blocks away. They can park their, minivan there for 6 weeks and go.
I just thought I would ask that just to make sure we
Yeah.
understood. Okay.
Anyway, I have a friend who slashes tires for a very reasonable fee. So we'll keep that in mind. Just kidding.
Well, I
kidding.
mean, that wasn't really in that permit that you were talking about, Richard, was it?
The slashing of the tires?
No,
No.
no,
As
the
a
other Richard,
condition.
Rich.
Wait, I'll be Richard M. Did you mean M or Richard D?
M. When
M?
you read
Yeah, no,
that,
it was just a condition that the parking, it's allowing parking in that area because it's adjacent to residential, but it's saying it's restricted to employees only.
oh, okay, okay.
So it sounds like the project is asking for the parking to be available to the public, which might explain why they're here, or maybe the city planning department talked to you guys about some kind of amended exhibit A or dropping that condition in the old CUP. But you said earlier that's not something that's requested, or they didn't bring that up.
Peter, I don't think anything like that was ever brought up, was it?
No, no.
Well, Richard, was that ZA in the application?
Yeah, that's the old ZA.
Yeah, if you, it's actually listed
know
in
how
the
to share it.
application. If you guys, I think it was like on page 2 of your application that ZA was mentioned. So you might keep that in mind, that something's gonna be brought up. You understand me, Richard D?
Yeah,
Yeah, because that was on page 2 of the application. Towards the bottom, it mentions the ZA, so.
well, I think the application obligates you to give ZA numbers if they in fact exist.
But is it not applicable to the property anymore? And also, sorry, I'll
Well-
stop talking, I think.
No, I mean, in my mind, it's not gonna be you can't enter the parking with a key. There's not gonna be any, what do you call it? Movable gate or anything. What do you suggest I tell the planner? Is this gonna be an issue or what? Or tell them to just ignore it or what? In their findings?
I don't know, what do you think, Richard? Richard
Well,
M?
no, I mean, if the conditional use permit is still active on the property, then those are the conditions that you'd have to follow. So if you're coming in there, even if it's a change of use, the conditional use permit doesn't get affected. So if it's going to restrict your ability to use the property, you'd want to ask them for some amendment, or I think you call it Exhibit A or something, where the conditions don't apply anymore. You have a change of use or something, but they should have been advising you on it. So I'm not sure how far you are with the process, or if this is something that they didn't hasn't come up yet. But yeah, it's on. This is a condition that's on one of the lots. So I don't know if it might be best to just ask them, just let them know what
Yeah.
you're doing, and then they'll tell you.
Okay, Peter, make note of that and then we'll contact the planner
Yeah,
after we're done here.
Okay.
so you look at page 2 of your application towards the bottom, you'll see, I think it's that starts with the ZA. It talks about a previous conditional use. So you just might bring that up to Sarah or whoever, say, is this something we should deal with or not deal with, or,
Right.
okay?
Because there's other conditions, but I think you guys, it's already, the site is designed in such a way that you meet it, because you have the landscaping, whatever that's required, and all that other stuff. So I don't know if that was just something that they're not imposing, or they're not requiring anymore. They might have their own process. So I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
we've already provided the tree and the other landscaping, so it's no problem, not an issue.
Okay. Okay, just so you know, what we do is we either vote to support the project.
Wait, but Burge has a question.
Oh, I'm sorry, Burge.
Okay, yes, my question was actually the last point that Mr. Richard was talking about the landscaping. Can you please show us if that's if there's a certain percentage of the front side of the building, it's going to be, for example, planters, any landscaping, any percentage green?
So based off of the lot area, and then if we multiply it by 7%, we're required to have 372.68. And then I'll show you the landscape 1, 2, and 3. We're providing 394 square feet.
The front side of the building, or
No, throughout the entire property.
through the entire?
So this is an existing planter, and this will be a new planter area here. And throughout the edge over here, it's all existing.
Okay, thank you very much.
Of course.
Okay. So anyway, this is, we're just an advisory position committee for the city, for the city. So we either send a letter of support, or if we all feel that this is not good for the community, or is things wrong, we could oppose it, non-support. Or a lot of times we'll just give a comment letter where we make suggestions to change it around, or this or that. I'm not sure, But
Let's send the letter of support. We need.
yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
positive
got that.
things
I,
like
I'm
this.
going there yet. So, so we're gonna vote one way or the other, and then what we do is we'll write a letter in our next meeting, which will be, do you have a hearing with the city yet? Or do you know when the public hearing is gonna be? I'm assuming this is gonna have a public hearing.
I don't know, Peter, if it is a public hearing or not. I don't think Sarah's said anything. Do we have a date, a review date, Peter?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, it's in about the 17th, I believe, of this month.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Because generally what happens, unless we wrote a letter right now, which we don't always write the same night, we just go ahead and vote whether support or not. But then we would write a letter, then we would come back on the 17th is our next meeting. And we would vote on the letter, but then we have to send it to the STNC board, which they won't meet again until November. Where's my calendar?
Then maybe the 17th I'm talking about is going to be the one with you. I don't think we have a public hearing date yet because we haven't, no, I don't think so. No.
Yeah,
I'm
my
good.
guess
have
is
a-
you don't,
A
but
public hearing
Yeah.
that soon.
what, Cindy?
There wouldn't be a public hearing that soon because there has to be a posting and there has to be a circulation of a hearing notice.
Right.
That's what I thought.
Exactly.
Okay,
So,
So the
So we're-
17th was meant for a meeting with you.
okay. So November 9th, we'll send the letter, or the STNC board will have it on their agenda. And then the next, if they, we'll recommend one way or the other, and then the letter gets done on the 10th and emailed to everybody. So for right now, I'm gonna call, or first of all, we didn't do a motion on this, did we? Well, we do a motion now.
Yeah.
A move. Does somebody want to move?
I move the motion.
Move to
Second.
support?
I second it.
Okay. So there's no more discussion on this? Okay, Patty, yes. Richard?
Yes.
Okay, Cindy,
yes,
Nina,
Yes.
Barton,
Yes.
Betty,
Yes.
Burge,
Yes,
and Stephanie had to leave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we do have 6. Okay, so we'll get a letter written short and sweet, hopefully, because I'm not good at writing letters, as everybody knows. But we'll be writing a letter, sending it to Sarah, and I have,
Sending it to the board.
and well, yeah, I mean, it goes to the board, but the letter will actually be addressed to Sarah and the council lady person or city council department area. And I will be having both you two of them on Peter, and I think I have both yours. I'll find out. Anyway, we'll send it to the board on November. I'm mumbling here, November 9th, for their support or their approval. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
All right, you don't need us anymore. We can sign
No,
up.
you can hang around and listen if you like.
I'm gonna have dinner now. I thought we'd be finished a little early.
Okay, good night, both of you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Bye.
thank you.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Okay. Okay, we're going on to 7. Does anybody have any updates on anything that's going on with the information by the updates or new information by the committee members? The only thing I do, last week, and we've had it on a couple of weeks now, 11337 Riverwood Drive, lot adjustment. I never did receive the application, but it was on the planning. It was early notification. And we said we would like to see the application when it came in. But I looked now and they have, oh shoot, what's the word? They removed their application. So they've changed their mind. So that is off my radar. Richard, your hand's still up. Did you want something to say something?
Oh, yeah, I didn't know if, I wanted to ask,
Go
item
ahead.
number 7, can I, this is where we share,
Please, please.
I thought, new items that,
Yes.
we're not, okay. I just wanted to let people know, just randomly, in my work, you get these links for grant applications, funding, whatever else. I want to just start sharing it with the committee, just in case there was something that would strike everyone's fancy as something to partner with to do some economic development or other work in the community. I just wanted to check in with you guys, see if that was okay.
You're working on grant
So I
proposals?
get just updates for grant money to different agencies
Oh.
or groups can apply for. I started sharing them. I think once I shared one email once, but I never really brought it up at an agenda. So I wanted to just check if it's okay to do that, or if I
Oh,
should just
okay.
refer them to someone else, or like just basically wanted to know if that's an okay approach.
Okay, so yeah, you're gonna share
Yeah,
the
some of it.
upcoming grants with us.
Yeah, some of it might not, just for you guys, for the STNC board or whatever. Someone might find some use for them.
Okay. Okie dokie. Let's see.
I just have a comment. It'd be nice if, Richard, you can bring it to the attention of the STNC board, because they might have some other uses for it, which I'm sure they'll find what community is going to need some things which we can work on it. We can help them to.
Yeah, should I email you? Or
Yes,
should I email?
please,
Okay, I'll send it to you.
please, thank you.
I'm looking at one, and I'll send you as whenever I get them.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Well, item number 9 is no, where's my agenda? Is that, oh, that's not it. Shoot. Oh, wait a minute. Sure, it's gonna stop it. Okay. Well, item number 9, I just have there which applications are still open. The 6915 for a conditional use for alcohol. That's Arnie's place. It's still not ready yet. The gardens, 6724, where the old bean factory or whatever bean pot was, drive-through Starbucks. He's not yet ready. The only other one is 10105 Commerce, which is the corner of Commerce and Falmouth, a retaining wall they needed to align with their property. Case is on hold from what I can see on the permit, the ZEMAs. But they've been doing work on that building. Everybody should go by. Actually, I think it's those windows they put in are pretty nice. But that's really it I have. Anybody have anything else about anything? Nope. Okay, well, the next meeting will be November 7th. No, I'm sorry, October 17th, then November 7th, and then November 21st. I don't think that 21st date will necessarily have a conflict with Thanksgiving, which is the 24th, but if anybody feels that, please bring that up at the next meeting so we can discuss that. Okay, anything else? Okay, well,
Oh, there's a.
Go ahead.
I thought I saw a hand up, but I don't.
And like I said, we need new people on the board, on the committee. So additional people, not new, not replacing, but additional. Richard, were you going to say something?
There's a hand up on the attendees.
Okay. I don't see it though. Mark Dutton, go ahead, Mark.
Oh, maybe he's muted.
He's usually on the phone, isn't he? I mean, a telephone, isn't he? Mark, can you hear us? I see your hand up. Well, I guess I could make this announcement. I'm going to put the announcements that he's running for. Okay, help me out, people. What is he running for?
trustee for State College Board,
Okay,
District 6, which
ahead
encompasses
and
all the
unmute
San
now.
Fernando Valley on down to Palos Verdes.
Oh, he was, yeah.
He's got my vote. He's got my vote.
Can you guys hear me?
yes, we can hear you now.
Oh my gosh, I am such a Luddite with computers. They just hate me.
Well, you better get used to using them big time, okay?
Yes, hi, everybody. Most of you know me, I guess. My name's Mark Dutton, and I'm running for LACCD, which is Los Angeles Community College Board of Trustees. I'm running for seat 7. I am running on a platform to stop the nonsense. They're spending billions of your taxpayer dollars tearing down buildings and rebuilding them again. And we have to stop this. Our enrollment is dismal. Our graduation failure rates are 70. That's 70%. We're doing a terrible job. We have to start focusing on education, take out the toxic politics out of our colleges, and focus on getting students to graduate within 2 to 3 years with a degree that allows them a better paying career to support themselves and their families, or transfer to a 4-year university. I'm a fiscal conservative. They're going to hate me, and hopefully the taxpayers will love me. So that's it. Thank you for letting me talk.
Okay.
You already love you.
Yeah,
Where's is there a website or no?
I have my Facebook page my political page is Mark Dutton for LACC 2022. For LACCD 2022. That's Mark Dutton for LACC 2022. My campaign email is markduttonlaccd@gmail. And my campaign phone number is 661-227-9094. I love talking to people. So
Please spread the word.
please. Oh, and if you can like and follow my Facebook page, I'd appreciate it.
okay, dokie. Well, thank you, Mark. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay. If there's nothing else, I'm going to adjourn this meeting at 8:25. 8:25. Okay. Good night, everyone.
Okay, good night.
Good night, Patty.
Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you.